In this tutorial, I showed how to customize and create new walls inside Comfn. The first thing you should do that is defining the unit system you are using, either if it is E system for millimeters or IP units for inches. To go to library, there's two ways of doing that. Either click on the icon here, library, or going to the drop down menu here, choosing walls. And here we have the different types of materials and elements that is in the library. Walls consist of materials, and for spandrels, that is elements for curtain walls, consist also of materials. This material library, you cannot create new construction or materials at the moment, so we need to use these materials that is here. First, we create a wall construction, going to new. You could also just copy one or edit one, but we are going to create a new one from scratch. First, we're giving a name, and the way it works here, we have a library with some main categories with subcategories. One thing we need to do first, that is defining what is the inside and outside of this construction, and for this we need to select one of these film coefficient. We are starting from the outside, so we are choosing outside film, press select, and it comes over here. We maybe want to create a wall with some kind of lightweight cladding for the exterior side and a heavy construction for the interior, for maybe takes benefits of thermal mass. Lightweight cladding could be boards and finishes, wood board. The thing here, it's a little bit funny with the thickness of the materials. That's because it's from inches. So sometimes you have to be a little bit creative by having the right thickness. So I just choose this one, 25 millimeters of some kind of wood, select. Then we maybe have a air space that could be 19 millimeters or 20 millimeters. Have a membrane and some insulation. Especially for the insulation here, you need to be a little bit creative and choose different kind of materials, because as you can see here, for the mineral fiber you only can choose 60 millimeters or 152 millimeters, and I think we should take this one in this case to have a nice U value in the end. Select, and then we have a concrete inside. The concrete you find on Masonry, it could be maybe this concrete lightweight, a thickness of 150, we don't have, but then we can select this 3 times to get the right thickness. To finish this, as I also started by explaining, we need to have a finish film coefficient. There's 2 inside, one with a surface emittance of 0.2 and another one of 0.8. In most cases it is 0.9. It's only 0.2 when it's a polished surface like a aluminium material. Select. Now we can save this new material. You can see here wall test 2. We cannot delete right now because the project is open. It's possible to delete materials we don't need when we have closed it. If you want to create a wall with a framing structure, the film coefficient, concrete for the external surface, framing structure, just taking this one, and then a insulation layer. And here it's very important it have the same thickness as the framing. We need a material for the inside, and last the film coefficient inside. Now we can change the wood frame structure to framing, specify the percentages of framing. For example, 10%, that's a frame for each meter of a thickness of 100 millimeters. And then changing the insulation level to cavity, and then we just need to give it a name and save it. Now we have created a structure with a framing system. This is not that needed for this conceptual level, but you may want to do it anyway. For spandrels, it is similar to the wall material. First selecting film, and these spandrels refers to solid curtain panels, for example. So this is the same method. The only thing that is different, that is you can choose from the glazing system library as well as the glaze, but we still need to have these film coefficients. Instead of solid materials, we could have a glaze material, just picking the first one, to have the same finish, choosing a glaze material. Then we could choose some kind of insulation, maybe expand polystyrene, 60 millimeters perhaps. And for the interior we could choose glaze. And again, as for the walls, we need to put on a film coefficient inside. And again, there's these two different kinds. In this case we are choosing the 0.9 and of course giving this a name. Actually, I just forgot that you cannot have a glazing system inside, so this we need to delete. Maybe, for example, aluminium, put that here. Now it's not in the right order. This film coefficient should be underneath the aluminium, but we just click on the aluminium and drag it up. So now it's in the right order and we can save it. Spandrel test 1. So now we have made a new wall material and a spandrel material. Clicking done, getting back to the interface of the scenarios and the summary part.